How you doing? This is Melvin Brown. Welcome back to Melvin Brown Experience. Today is not going to be a story time, but today is going to be another topic. And this topic, I want to talk about this. When you do a love spell, it's like the biggest test for the universe to grant your wish. Now, let me say something. Most of us in our 30s, early 40s, you remember back in the day when you had the first PlayStation and shit, and if you lose the game, you gotta start all the way over, not checkpoint over, like you gotta start from the beginning. That shit was annoying, but you learned your lesson and you got your ass a memory card. Now, when it comes to love work, I call these things cycles. When the love spell first starts, your ex-lovers come back to you. Now, it's up to you to do you and have fun, learn your lessons from there, understand why y'all broke up and everything, and live your life. So when you in that loop and everything, you enjoying. You're not focused on the magic that your practitioner did. You got too much distractions. Now, if you're doing the opposite, you're going to start over in that loop. So what's going to wind up happening, if you keep on thinking about when is my target coming back, what's going to wind up happening, the universe is literally going to have you start from scratch. And what do I mean start from scratch? All that beautiful distraction won't exist because you're not letting it go. You know how they say when you manifest something, you have to let it go, because the more you think about it, you're not going to get your wish. So the moment you let it go, you go to cycle 1, the beautiful distractions. Now let's continue. Now when these beautiful distractions happen, you might lead to cycle 2. And cycle 2 is your ex slowly but surely coming back in the picture. What do I mean by that? He might or she might call you. Now, you and your ex and a little bit of communications. When you get that first fucking phone call, don't be like, oh my God, my spell fucking worked. So that means he's thinking about me and we're back together. No. Fuck no, you're not back together. It's just a small movement. So let's just say you and your ex on the phone, y'all talking and shit, y'all catching updates on what's going on. All right, that's cool. But out of nowhere, your ex telling you they got somebody else in the picture, and then all of a sudden, you go from 0 to 1 billion real quick. And next thing you know, your ex don't want to talk to you. Your ex regret even calling you. And what's going to wind up happening? You're going to go all the way back to cycle 1 with the distractions. And then you're going to have to wait for a few months. And sometimes you might got to pay the spiritual worker extra money, unnecessary money, to redo the work, depending on the fucking damage that you fucking did. But more than likely, you're going to have to restart all the way to level 1. And what's going to happen with level 1? That's when the exes start coming back in the picture. Mind you, it's a loop. The exes start coming back to the pictures, and next thing you know, within a few months again, your ex try to call you. You pass that level, and then we in the next cycle. Now, you and your target starting to see each other. You know, going out nice restaurants, just communicating, because you don't know what the hell your target going through with the love work. So they probably going through some crazy ass chaos right now in the meantime, and they need somebody to vent to. So next thing you know, let's just say y'all get sexually intimate. All of a sudden, you catching feelings and shit, and you wind up saying, like, what are we now? Are we still back together? And next thing you know, your target gonna be like, I regret that shit. Then you gotta go all the way back to level 1. Now, Why I keep saying you're going to have to go back all to the way to level 1. You did not learn your lesson. Remind you, before we get a blessing in life, that's just in general, love work, financial work, you name it. Before we go through a blessing, we got to go through a test. And then we got to go through this lesson, the hard lesson, so we can't keep repeating the same shit over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Let's continue. Now, I'm not going to go all the way back to level 1 and shit, but y'all understand what I'm saying? You're going to have to go all the way back and go to them fucking stages. So let's just say you pass the next test. And next thing you know, you and your target, y'all working things out. And next thing you know, your target want to make it official. Now, the best thing ever when you're doing love work is this. When y'all get back the fuck together, don't bring that old energy into a new cycle. Because if you bring that old ass, stagnant, chaotic energy in this new, fresh cycle, your target gonna leave you. And it might take longer. Look, let me say something and give you all an example. A wise woman once told me this. Accept the things you can change and accept the things you cannot change and know the difference. The problem is we want control. And I understand some of y'all come to spiritual workers and pay y'all money and y'all want y'all money worth. But you got to understand, spiritual workers is only pumping energy into the universe. We are literally the writer and the director. You are the actor in the situation. You're going to have to make it believable. And the audience is the universe and the spirits, whatever you want to call them. Pass the fucking test. Be blessed. But the moment you keep on doing dumb shit and dumb shit and dumb shit, you're going to piss the spirits off, or you're going to piss the universe off, that they literally going to remove y'all out that destiny line. That means no matter what type of spiritual work happens, what type of spiritual worker you're working with, it won't work. Magic is all about cycles. And what do I mean by cycles? You gotta learn certain things to elevate yourself, so when you get your true desire, you know how to handle it. You know how to be grateful. Because if you ask for quick results, you're going to get fast results. But it's not going to last. Sometimes for great love work to happen, sometimes the shit gotta take months. Sometimes the shit gotta take years. I understand. Look, listen, what I mean by years, if you and your target been broken up for about 3 years, it's going to take about 2 years for it to manifest, or another 3 or 3 years. You're going to have to be in it. You're going to have to be tough. Because if you're not tough and you're not used to being humble in some way, you're going to keep repeating the same pattern, the same pattern, the same pattern, the same pattern. The goal is not to repeat the same pattern, because when you're manifesting, the goal is not trying to think about it too much. When you think about it a lot, that's a sign of you're trying to control destiny. I understand you're trying to control destiny, but when you're manifesting things manifest in weird ways. So the goal is stop trying to have control. Once you understand that, you'll be surprised how fast your results comes. It comes sometimes quicker than lightning when you least suspect it. Another thing about key to you manifesting a specific person or some type of love work that you have going on, you have to detach yourself. Because if you don't detach yourself, that's how your love work or any type of spell can be stagnant. We call those blockages. And then you're going to have to pay more money to a practitioner to clear your blockages. Look, I understand. Look, I be getting phone calls all the time and emails every day. I understand how y'all feeling right now. I understand rejection. But you have to understand me or any other spiritual worker that's working with y'all. You going to have to be the best version of you. I understand that you desire what you want. But listen, desire is an answer prayer. For what we desire is meant for us. If it wasn't, then we wouldn't want it. Nothing you desire will miss you. Now, it's this new book I've been reading. One of my clients put me on, so I've been reading it. And it's a good book. Now, when we talk about love work, now we always talk about the art of seduction, the 48 laws of power and everything. But it's this book I've been reading, and it's pretty fucking good. I think some of y'all that's working with spiritual workers should get this book. It's a book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I'm on the 60th page. And what I can tell you, this book really plays a good role when you do love work or any type of manifestation. Because the problem with us giving a fuck too much, we want control. I think us as human beings that's getting involved with love work, or y'all as human beings or clientels that's getting in love with love work, you got to read that book. Because the problem is you give a fuck too much. And when you give too much of a fuck, that will slow down your spell work. When you think about it too much, you create blockages. I know it's easy said and done, but y'all have to read this book. Other than that, I hope y'all enjoy this video. I hope y'all enjoy this philosophy. Y'all can email me, DM me on Instagram. This is Melvin Brown. This is the Melvin Brown Experience. I hope you enjoy this. Hit the like button, leave a comment, share, subscribe. I'm out. Be safe.